Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to some more Warhammer 2 Total War. We are back with another online custom map battle. Today is a really cool looking mountain pass field battle where the Skaven are coming up against the Empire as they try and keep them at bay with all that they have at their disposal. So I did actually cut off, I think, around about 5 to 10 minutes of the beginning of this replay because it was really just a massive skirmish phase where we had the Empire scouting out, seeing where the Skaven were, and the Skaven kind of pushing their monstrous artillery into position. Really, all you guys missed were this little cavalry charge, which was about, I don't even know where was it? The cavalry charge, which was right here. Yeah, you can see the dead Blazing Knight Sun order right here. And then also a few kind of minor outrider skirmishes over here who got attacked by some rat swarm, but not many of them lost their life. However, the battle is starting to get underway now, properly, as the infantry units do all move up ready to clash against the Skaven. So I felt like this would be a good point to start the battle. Looking at the forces, we can see that the Empire have a whole range of infantry and cavalry at their disposal. On their front lines, they're going to be running with these halberdiers who may not face off well against the censer bearers of the Skaven. However, they'll be great at taking out the abominations and all them creatures. We also have some Knights of the Blazing Sun who have been leading with charge already. You can see this unit extremely bloody from the initial charge. Behind that, we have some greatsword units who will be amazing at taking out and slaying the rats. We also have some Foot Knights of the Blazing Sun, again a heavy armoured greatsword unit ready to do battle. We have some Flagellants back here along with some guerrilla sharpshooters, and then finally the Royal Altdorf Griffins who are going to be great at killing anything that is bigger than them. We also have Volkmar the Grim leading the soldiers forward on his battle altar. He's going to be accompanied by 2 units of these Royal Hellblaster volley guns. Then on the right hand side we have the other Empire force, who is mainly going to be consisted of these White Wolves of Kislev. Again, if you guys want to find any of the mods that we are using in this battle, I'll make sure to link it down below in the description. Behind them we do have some handgunners and also a witch hunter who has scouted around, found the Skaven corruption, and has brought the army here. We also have 2 units of Foot Knights of the Blazing Sun on this side, along with a good artillery position and all the steam tanks you could possibly want. We have the Invincible, we have Avengers 3 steam tanks. Sorry, I thought all 3 of these were different steam tanks, but we have a huge amount of steam tanks, and then also the Immortals as well. And this is a pretty insane Immortal right there. So cool, let's go ahead and take a look at the Skaven really quickly. On their front line we have a bunch of the Storm Vermin with halberds. These guys are of a steel variant. I imagine in the Glory mod I think they've changed it so each one is kind of split up a little bit. So lots of Storm Vermin over here. We also have a bunch of these Death Globe Bombardiers on the right flank. Then in the center we have more of these Gutter Runners and Death Runners, along with Plague Monks and also Censer Bearers as well back here. We also have a Plague Priest and a few other horrible creations, and again I love these mechanical things. I even love the Screaming Bell a little bit more, I would say. We also have some of the Rattling Gunners back here. This is obviously a custom unit in the Glory mod, isn't actually in the game, kind of taking the variant of the Storm Vermin and the Warpfire Throwers and putting them together. We also have some Death Runners back here, along with this big boy, the Vermin Lord. He is goddamn huge. I'm not in the laboratory, am I? Because he's massive. We also have some more of these Doom Rocket Brigades. I can't wait to see what they're capable of and what they do. I guess you can see the little launcher on their halberds. That's hilarious. And then finally we have some more Warpfire Throwers over there. Continuing the rest of the army is just a bunch of artillery, some more of the Storm Vermin, and just some other interesting units, along with a huge amount of artillery back here. And I think they're also pushing their artillery up here, which is going to have a great overlook of the entire battlefield. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start play, and we'll watch the Skaven charging into the front line of the Empire halberds, kicking off this battle with a boom and getting it started. So the Skaven are coming out from the mountain pass. I guess the Witch Hunter has found them and they are looking for blood. More of these rat swarms coming out. Again, these rat swarms are actually part of the Glory mod, and it's kind of a really interesting thing. They basically just shrunken down the Warhounds as more and more of the Skaven come flying in. It's smart right here to be getting their Death Globes around the flanks to be hitting this, because the Empire force is extremely messed up, you know. They've only got a couple units and the Skaven are almost charging at them. If we take a look at the battle map, we can see the Skaven are just pouring across the battlefield trying to assault here. And again, guys, I should definitely mention, as this Flaming Skull does some pretty gnarly damage to that Storm Vermin unit, I should definitely mention that a lot of the times when my Discord plays, because this was sent in to me by my Discord, they don't play to have a competitive battle. Obviously, all the time they honestly do try and do their best to win. but they play to create a cool scenario. So a lot of the times you might be asking, well, why are the Skaven charging like this? You know, a lot of the times it is down to them, you know, just creating kind of a cool scenario, which I think that normally they do get across really, really well, and I super appreciate it. So that's kind of a good point. If you guys want to be a part of these battles in the future, then make sure to join my Discord. The link will be in the description down below, and you can be a part of these battles. As the Great Swords actually do get on these Deathglow Bombardiers, and they're going to get slaughtered. The Great Swords are going to cut these rats down. They barely even have any armor. They're mainly there just to protect themselves from the poison gases which they're throwing. Honestly, they should just throw their gas bombs down and then run the hell out of there as more of the globes come flying in. Over on the right flank, I think we're getting a little bit of an engagement now as well, as the artillery is coming in from the Skaven. What is that, the rocket infantry? The poison wind mortars? No, I think it's the poison wind mortars right here. They're like hand mortars. That's pretty cool. I think it's them guys right now doing so much damage to his front line, and the artillery battery up there. Granted, these guys don't have a lot of ammunition. They're already running kind of low, down to half ammunition already. But I feel like they've done a lot of damage. Oh, that is so cool. The like bomb blows up in the air and it uses the magic missile to then shoot down. The Empire are, however, unleashing a hellstorm of volleys on these warp grinders right here. I don't even know what that unit does. There's another one over here. Oh, this is a warp rock engineer again. The artillery on this other flank is horrific. Hellstorm rocket battery coming out as well. So this is very much a skirmish phase over on this left-hand side. The Hellstorm rocket battery trying to take out these guys, and they definitely achieve that. And now it's up for the infantry to get up here and get involved. Is this artillery piece even in range? Where's the artillery piece gone? Oh, I guess it wasn't in range, and they brought it back down. So yeah, getting these batteries online and hitting the enemy is going to be vital for Skaven victory here. Because they have the numbers. They somewhat have a good amount of quality as well coming in as well. I love that sound. Is that a custom sound? I feel like I've never heard that. It's like heard the clashing of weapons before, like how it is. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But you guys hear what I mean, right? I'm not just going crazy, or am I just going crazy and it's always been there and just haven't really ever paid attention? Because I guess a lot of the times when I play and when I record stuff, I'm always talking, so I'm not really paying too much attention. So we're going to have the Knights of the Blazing Sun on foot making their way up here. They want to get their hands bloody now and start slaying these rats. We also have a nice little line of gunners back here. These guerrilla sharpshooters have a pretty good position at anything coming in not involved in the mountain pass. They can really just hammer the back lines, you know, keep the Poison Wing Globadiers back and try and clean them up. I mean, over here, the Knights of the Blazing Sun have cleaned up these guys, and they're really pushing around the flank. It does look like the rats are now forming up a bit more of a more strategic line over on this side, waiting for more reinforcements to come round. I mean, honestly, what they should try and do is just engage and envelop. That's obviously what the Skaven have their strengths on. And sending in these Plague Monks as well, we're doing great, trying to take out these demigryphs, which we're doing a pretty good job of. We also have these Rattling gunners. Oh, look at the Rattling gunners go! That is dope. Look at that. Do they reload, or is this just constant? Does this just not stop? That is so cool. I mean, they just took a pretty nasty volley there by the guerrilla sharpshooters up there and pretty much slaughtered them. That's really cool that he's managed to do it like that. That's impressive, and I assume that is done to the Glory mod. It could not be, because we are using a Skaven mod as well. So don't take my word for it. Just make sure to go check it out for yourself. But really, hats off there. That's really impressive by the modders. So overall, the fight on the front lines is going pretty evenly at the moment. Over on the left-hand side, I imagine we're going to be seeing more of the Skaven forces, and actually some of the Skaven infantry getting up here now. They're waiting for their chance to move up, allowing the artillery just to continue to hammer this formation for the Empire. I mean, the gunners are coming in now, doing quite a lot of damage to a Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. But I mean, the artillery for the Skaven and all their other kind of mortars and other stuff has just been ripping through the front line. I mean, they're definitely exchanging fire, though, on both sides. And the main engagement does seem to be on this right-hand side right now. As we do have them debuffs going off. Oh, and a nice little explosion there. I don't even know what that was, but we saw a lot of Empire soldiers going down. The Immortals have been pushed up now. This is obviously an elite crew of 13 soldiers. Warp Fire Throwers now? Or, yeah, the Warp Fire Throwers are up here now. They should be able to do some damage. But again, this gunning position right here is really paid off. A lot of the guns have been doing plenty of damage. Rest of the Skaven just really using these Rocketeers to their advantage, ripping through their lines. I mean, they're actually doing quite a lot of damage to their own units as well, funnily enough. More gunners on the right-hand side. We actually do have the Doom Wheel as well, chasing them down through this ruined city as more artillery just goes off in the background. This Doom Wheel just chasing down these gunners, which is going to be really, really effective right now. All the rockets coming in, trying to hit the Hell Volley rocket batteries. I've never really found a good use of these guys because they definitely seem to have a... Oh, God, my CPU melted. Hold the line, CPU. Just for them effects, man. Kill it. I'm running an i7 8700. These things just never seem to really do as well as I'd always want them to. They're really, really cool concepts, right? They shoot out mini cannonballs, much like an organ gun. They just don't really have a lot of range on them, and it's normally so easy just to take them out. But they're just not very effective. So the Skaven have brought up their steam tanks now, or I should say the forces of the Empire have brought up their steam tanks, and they're pounding away at this artillery battery right here. However, the Rocketeers are also returning fire. A lot of the shots are finding direct hits on the steam tank though. However, it is standing firm. This artillery battery is now operational, and I think we're going to have to see more and more of the infantry being pushed up right now for the Empire, really trying to kind of consolidate this, because they have kind of committed their final line of reserves, at least this left army has. And the Immortals are doing a great job along with the Flagellants of beating back these Center Bearers. Again, if we take a nice little zoom out, we can really kind of take stock of what's going on. So right here on the left-hand flank, we can see a lot of infantry still left for the Empire and the Skaven, but really it's up to these Rattling gunners, which I really want to see, sorry. Look at them go. It's just so cool. They're just, oh my God, look at them explosions coming out from the Skaven warriors. The Rocketeers and the Rattling gunners, so they do reload. And look at all these like bullets left on the ground. Oh my God, guys, are we going to have to do like a Skaven Rattling gunner army versus a bunch of skeletons or something? The steam tank is going to make its way over here, but not until it does hit the artillery. However, it does look like it is going to go down. The Rattling gunners are ripping through them. The might of the Rattling gunners is unstoppable right now. I guess their shorter range makes them really vulnerable, but besides that, that is deadly. Over on this left-hand side, we do have a few of the infantry going toe-to-toe, Skaven and the forces of the Empire. Again, it seems like there's a very, very heavy skirmish build right now for both armies, which is very interesting. It's very different to the normal battles we get. A lot of the infantry has just been shot to pieces as we have outriders and a lot of missiles. Very much like a Napoleonic battle more than anything else so far today, with a few infantry engagements. Again, the gunners are just kind of funneling the Skaven in and just shooting them to pieces, with a few units of infantry kind of fighting one another. We do have a Skolek right here, fighting the Knights of the Blazing Sun. I'm sure he'll be okay if he can get more support. Obviously, with more of the Poison Wind Mortars still left remaining, they've got a bit of ammunition left. And a few Empire Swords scattered around the battlefield. Honestly, the Swords should be trying to run down this bit of artillery right here. You know, they've got a fair unit right there. They should be trying to push on this. The Empire have managed, by the looks of it, to smash the Skaven in the center. A lot of the Skaven are now just laying dead along the mountain pass, and they can really start to push on. We've got Volkmar the Grim. However, the Skaven don't really have a lot left besides this artillery, which we can see just pouring in. Skaven don't have a lot in the way of infantry left. So if the forces of the Empire can get their cavalry, if they have any left, onto these engagements, they can ruin these guys. Because I mean, the Rattling gunners are just relentless, I should say. Yeah, they're just chopping down. This missile fire it's like a 4th of July right here. Now, granted, I can't imagine these guys are going to be very good against like kind of the bigger units here. Porak can see that they're good damage dealers. I can't imagine they're very good at killing individual units. However, we can definitely see all the fire coming in from not only the artillery, the Poison Wing Grenadiers, and also these Doom Rocket Brigades as well. It's such a cool unit. This is a really good battle. Like, it's very different to a lot of the other battles I do on my channel, so it's kind of cool to see something this different with all these crazy ass units. And I guess that's kind of what the Glory mod is all about, right? The Glory mod is all about just these crazy engagements. So I think the Skaven are up against it for sure, especially now that Skolek is routing from a field of battle. Now, granted, there are still a lot of gunners for the Empire left remaining. These clan rats are getting shot to pieces. Charge, my pretties, charge! There we go. Finally, the order to charge has been given, and they can try and chase down these guerrilla sharpshooters. and do some damage. But they are getting shot from other angles as well as crumbling, surely, because obviously they are a summoned unit as well. So they do slowly lose HP over time. The gunners are just forming nice little arc. The guns from the tanks are up here as well, the steam tanks. Skrulek does look like he has been slain. The Knights of the Blazing Sun committed their duty with full honor. We do actually have a Skaven steam tank right back here, a Skaven rat tank. That's going to be pushed up. Is it at the end of this battle just going to be all the tanks smacking one another? I would love to know. Because, I mean, it does look like the Skaven have managed to rout these guys over here. There's a few heroes and stuff, but it does look like that the general for the Skaven, this is Queek, obviously, it's going to be enough to hold these guys into place and rout them, especially with them Rattling gunners coming in as well. And the Poison Globadiers as well. Oh my god, that's ripping through them. With all the artillery as well. That is pretty crazy. Now that's going to be the Immortals down. So what is left for the Skaven on this right flank? Just a lot of missiles and artillery. So I guess it's going to be up to them to get their artillery in a good position. The Empire still have a few good units over here. The Outriders have been killed. And I imagine the Great Swords also got taken out. The Great Swords have now moved. And I imagine they have moved elsewhere. The Steam Tank going to get charged down. So cool, let's go and triple speed it until these armies are again fighting one another. We'll just kind of let it play out. Because again, at the moment, there's a lot of skirmish fights going on. Not really much infantry clashing. And obviously, the Witch Hunter going down as well. However, he's doing a good job at taking down Queek. Queek definitely took a lot of damage. And obviously we have the destroyed battle altar right here as well from Volkmar. Pretty cool indeed. So I guess now we're just going to have to wait until the Empire push up their forces looking for the rest of the blood. Because they're falling back now. The Skaven on this right side are falling back as well. So I think everyone is just trying to rekindle their strength. However, this Vermin boss as well, it's probably going to go down. The Outriders are chasing him down. And obviously they can always keep up with him as well. So these shots are going to keep on coming in and probably eventually rout him. Oh, I think these were the Great Swords, actually. Oh, no, they're Blazing Suns. So, yeah, I don't know what happened to these Great Swords. Can we see their bodies on the floor anywhere? Not really. Oh, maybe right here? No, they're rats. I don't know where that unit of Great Swords went. I only assume they did try and push up here on this flank and you got picked apart, maybe. That's the only thing I can think of. So the Skaven are now pushing up their artillery, their entire battle line. They have a lot of tanks left remaining. And then if we take a look at the Empire forces, we can see that they have a bunch of gunners still, handgunners, guerrilla sharpshooters, white wolves, some outriders, a few dragoons as well. And then obviously their badass battle line of tanks, 4 tanks, and these immortal units right there. So, and this Hellstorm rocket battery, which is actually out of ammunition. So the Skaven, honestly, they probably have the advantage here. They have a lot of long-range artillery still left remaining, and they can probably, destroy a lot of these sharpshooters at range. You can already see them going up here. And if they can just deal with these Outriders, that'd be amazing. However, the Outriders, it does look like the Rattling gunners do take a lot of damage to gunfire. So, I guess maybe the Outriders are just harassing away, doing a lot of damage there. And it's honestly whether the Skaven can protect their artillery, because they are pushing up now. And getting themselves into action. I mean, this artillery position has to be safe, but it's not looking great. The Outriders look like... Oh, we've got a tank here, sorry, actually, yeah. If there's a tank here, it's fine. And also we have this rat boss right here. The Vermin Lord. Did that Vermin Lord get all his HP back? Did he pass some spell or something to get all his HP back? Okay, cool. Let's go back onto normal speed now. As the battle is starting to kick off. The Knights of the Blazing Sun. And they come running in here against the Vermin Lord. As he does kind of pull back a little bit. He's getting shot by the cannon fire from the Outriders. The Outriders are doing a lot of damage to him. My god. And he's going to come flying in as well. Try and clash their way against the Foot Knights. The artillery position is almost pretty much destroyed. What is hitting this as well? Is it the tanks? I feel like it must be, right? One nice little shot off there. Yeah, it's been destroyed as well. It must be the tanks shooting it. I can't think of anything else that would take taking it down. Over on this right-hand side, though, the main army is now formed up. And they're going to be getting closer and closer towards the enemy. This is literally like a battle... like a Napoleonic battle with battle lines of gunners. That's all that's left. There's hardly any infantry. I mean, besides this, what we're literally about to see now, there's literally no infantry left on either side. It's just such a different battle. Or the Skaven might be able to catch these Outriders and do a lot of damage to them, but they are going to be running away. We do actually catch them though and get them stuck in. They should be able to do a lot of damage to these guys. More explosions going off as well, doing so much damage to these Knights of the Blazing Sun, killing loads of them. Well, this is going to be a big part of the battle if they lose this. We also have one of the tanks making its way up as well. I imagine that's going to be clashing into the side of the handgunners as the rest of the infantry does try and make its way up. We have the Rocketeers shooting away, hammering the position of the handgunners as the gunners do exchange fire on both sides. The Death Runners are charging up. The Death Runners are a really quick unit, so it's going to be useful to silencing these gunners. And these Rattling gunners need to just open up. What is their range? They must be in range by now. Yeah, the Rattling gunners are going to be whipping through the front line if they can get their shots off. However, they are going to be focused down. And you can just see the damage they're taking from these gunners. There you go. The Rattling gunners are now shooting. Finding their target, doing a decent amount of damage. The tank is almost acting as a shield both for them. More artillery coming in as well. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be very difficult for the Skaven to take up these set of 3-4 tanks they have. And so they had another tank somewhere. Maybe it's been moved off somewhere. But I feel like it's going to be so hard for them to be able to wipe them out. The Skaven, though, are pushing up. Queek is leading the charge. And they are silencing these guys somewhat. But as I said, they need to be very careful as more of these tanks come up. Again, this kind of woodland area is giving a lot of protection for both sides because the guns are shooting into the woods. And vice versa, really. Nice little shot off there by the guerrilla sharpshooters, hitting away at the Rattling gunners. The tanks are up now as well. The Empire tanks are running amok in these back lines of the Rattling gunners. The Rattling gunners are also getting some good shots off as more of the Skaven come in. Like, as soon as the Skaven get into combat, they should be able to do well. But again as well, I guess the Immortals are just doing so much damage to this front line. Yeah, the Skaven don't really have anything left, and I think all we're going to see, the Skaven have just mass routed. I think the only thing we're going to see left remaining on the field of battle is going to be these tanks. Because the Skaven have 2 tanks of their own. And I think that's going to be literally it. However, the Skaven tanks should go down pretty soon. These Empire tanks are chasing them down. Obviously, the tanks themselves can't rout. They are literally unbreakable. But the good thing is, a lot of these guys do just have all of these guns and stuff, which do seem to do a lot of damage. And this Witch Hunter as well is dueling away using his accuracy mark, and he's going to destroy the last Skaven tank. And there we go. The Empire's units held the line. That was a really interesting battle. A lot of missile units instead of infantry, so it was a good take of kind of this massive scrappy battle. Now, granted, I think I prefer the heavy infantry engagements more than I do the range engagements, just because I think they're more satisfying to watch, but that was still a really good battle and something different. It was nice to spice things up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.